How's it going, everybody? It's your world champion Whawkins here. I know it's been a hot minute since we've done just a solo video here on the channel. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying like the shorts I've been doing, the VODs coming out. That's going to be more of a thing as well, but I am trying to come back to like anime manga content, talking about all of that and getting into that mindset. And you may have caught a glimpse already with the stream I did with Trevor just a couple weeks ago. The Brethren Court is coming back. That's going to be where we're going to be talking about One Piece, but we're not here to talk about One Piece. We're not here to talk about those peaks. We're here to talk about something that might be the Mount Everest, the Mount Fuji, or whatever, like the tallest peak ever, like the peakest of peak stories that I've actually consumed, now caught up on. Welcome to Demon School Iruma Kun. So this has been a series that's always been on my list to check out, and I just haven't gotten around to it yet. And when Ichi the Witch dropped and I heard, oh, the writer for Ichi the Witch also created Iruma Kun, I'm like, huh. Alright, well, let me bump up Iruma a little bit, and I had a friend of mine that kept saying, oh my god, there's a lot of story beats that are happening in Ichi that are very similar to what's going on in Iruma. So finally, I was just like, okay, you know what? Beginning of the year, 2026, I will start Welcome to Demon School Iruma Kun, and I am so glad I did. The journey I went on with this series is something I haven't experienced since I first got into One Piece, like back in 2010, 2011. So yeah, that's like 15, 16 years that these emotions are coming out. So if you guys will just indulge me for like the next few minutes or so, I'm just gonna talk about Iruma Kun, my journey through it, some arcs and some like standout moments and all that. So, you know, fair warning, there might be some spoilers here and there, some mini freakouts or anything, but I digress. I just want to talk about Iruma right now. So the whole premise of Welcome to Demon School Iruma Kun is basically, hey, we have a 14-year-old boy here. He can't say no to anybody. He loves helping out everybody. He loves seeing the smiles on people's faces as he helps them out. Unfortunately, he has some shit parents, so his gene pool is not the best, but they sell him to a demon known as Sullivan, and now Iruma finds himself in the netherworld. He finds himself going to school with these demons, and all the while he's worried that he's going to be discovered that he's a human. So yeah, we've already got the premise, we've already got the stakes, but how does everything play out? Plays out pretty well. Like, everything's pretty standard for like the first like 10, 15 chapters. We meet some of the classmates like Asmodeus and Clara. We meet the rest of the Misfits, which don't worry, we'll touch on the Misfits here later on, folks. But yeah, so far so good, everything's fine, but it's not until like around chapter 16 when Iruma finishes this dodgeball game. He ranks up to rank 2, which, by the way, that's what the demons are there at this school to do. They're there to rank up and to find their purpose in life, and the whole idea is to rank up and become the next Demon King, because the Demon King's not there right now. They don't even have a Demon King, which, Sullivan, what's going on with all that? What is going on with you, Sullivan? But no, we'll do that at another time. So yeah, it's around chapter 16 where Iruma, he had finished this dodgeball game, and he meets up with Amari, the school president, and also the love interest, the best ship, if you will, and I will not argue with anyone about that. And he's laying there thinking, man, I feel so good for accomplishing something for myself. That's the beginning part, and you get multiple instances of like, it was like Walter Park. Iruma just looks up. There's a whole big like half-page panel of Iruma just being like, I'm mad. There's also another moment where like he was training with Bachigo for the Harvest Festival, and he's just like, I'm frustrated, I'm angry, I'm disappointed, I'm furious. Like, there are so many moments like that with like Iruma having these basic human emotions, but that's part of it. He's learning to be more human by being around a bunch of demons, which is a very interesting concept to look at. That's so cool. But that right there, that moment of him realizing, man, I feel so great for doing something on my own, like for myself. Very powerful moment. Like, it's very small, but I don't know, it really stuck out to me like greatly, because again, like, you see this kid who for 14 years of his life had gone around just doing things for other people, and now he finally does something for himself to better himself. He's finally realizing what it means to be selfish, to do something for yourself, and to build yourself up. And from then on, it's just amazing character work, not only from him, but his class as well. And I'm gonna say this right here, right now, the Misfit 13 are the best group we've had in any anime or manga ever. Like, sure, have your Konoha 9 or Konoha 13 or whatever. Yeah, have your Straw Hat Pirates, have your Ichigo and his buddies. No. Yeah, hell, even I'll say this on this video, they're better than Fairy Tail. And that's no dig against Fairy Tail, because they are a very tight group. However, Iruma and the Misfit 13 are much better, because we get this one arc called the Royal One arc, where Iruma gets to feel what it's like to be in a demon's evil cycle. So we get Irumine, as some people call him. And through this, he actually instills some sort of purpose for these misfits. Because that's the thing. A lot of these misfits, like we have a thief, we have a succubus, we have Asmodeus, we have a demon king freak, we have a pervert. Like, we have a plethora of characters within the classroom. But none of them were ever told that they could amount to anything, or that they can really put their skills to good use. Until Iruma comes around, because he trusts in them to get all these signatures from these faculty members. And they all come into their own, not only from this arc, but in many arcs too, because like, that's another thing. Each character gets a good moment to shine, whether it's this one with the Royal One, whether it's Walter Park, whether it's when we get to year 2, we get the Heartbreaker arc, which, oh my god, that's me just freaking out, because god, that arc itself alone has a lot of good stuff in it. None as good as the ending of it, because like the final chapter of the arc, we have Asmodeus here. He had just ranked up to rank 5, and again, spoiler alert for everybody out there, but like, he hadn't ranked up all of year 1. The rest of his classmates caught up to his rank, because he had started at rank 4. But everybody else was like 1, 2, there were some 3s here and there, but everyone needed to be at rank 4, which don't worry, I'll mention the musical festival arc in just a second. But with Asmodeus here, after beginning the second year, after this big test for the Misfit class and all that, he's the only one that ends up ranking up to rank 5. And you get this lovely page here of him just like being so happy that he's finally ranked up, and you have Iruma and Clara just being happy for him as well. But like, that's not the thing that really got me. What really happened though was what clicked in my mind narratively here. Because Asmodeus, the whole time during the first year, he didn't rank up. He did everything for Iruma, did everything to like make sure he was fine, even helped out his own classmates and all that. He didn't really care about ranking up. In fact, he even disqualified himself from one of the rank up tests to protect Iruma. But here now, he's finally ranking up, but not just because of power and all that. I mean, yeah, that's part of it, obviously, but it's not only just that. Like, on a narrative standpoint, it's a great character moment, because around this time, he's finally opening up to the rest of his classmates. He's finally like accepting Clara for who she is, and like, he's finally being less of a stuck-up prick, and now he's like actually being part of a group. He's actually like interacting with people without having much of an attitude. He still has an attitude, mind you, but you know, that's besides the point. He's at least opening up to people. He's at least being more of a human being, and that's so important in this story. And that's what makes his rank up such a great moment, because now that he's finally accepted not only himself, but the other people around him, he's able to rank up. He's able to improve himself. It took him a year, but he improved himself so much that he was able to rank up, and that's what makes this story so good. But of course, we gotta talk about my favorite arc, which is the musical festival arc. And this introduced the 13th member of the Misfit 13, Person Soy. And I mean, I don't want to talk too much about this arc, because the anime is about to get to this, and I already know I'm going to be a crying mess when it gets to it. But like, there's a few good moments in this where like, there's this one where Person starts opening up to Iruma, and he realizes, oh, I actually can't shut up. But it's such a good moment with him and Iruma on the roof, and then of course the performance they put on. But even beyond the performance, like before the performance, they have a moment where they're in a rehearsal, and you can kind of see the performance start. And this is just the beauty of the page turn right here, where you have the rehearsal part, like the actual like story or like musical number that they're telling, like the story of the song and all that. Like, they have that going on with everybody in like costumes and all that. But then the next page, like these are like 2 double page spreads, mind you, but like the next page is just them in their rehearsal outfits. And god, the amount of rehearsals I've been at in my time being a music student and all that, I have felt that feeling. I don't know how to quite word it, but it's literally like that page turn right there. Like, because when you're performing, you can feel the story just encapsulate you. You can picture, you can imagine it, you can feel it and all that. But then like, you open your eyes you're just in rehearsal. And like, you're already starting to see how the pieces fit together, starting to understand what the logic is behind the story and like bringing it to life and all that. Like, it's starting to form, it's starting to become something. And the chapter we get with the performance itself, my God, it's good. And again, spoiler warnings too, because when there's a moment with one of the judges where he looks at Iruma and he's just like, man, like everybody else performance-wise was amazing. They were great. You though, Iruma, you sucked. Like, you were horrible. Like, the piano was out of tune. You kept messing up your fingers. You were horrible. But why were you standing there? Why were you sitting there enjoying yourself? You played like shit, but you were enjoying yourself. You were happy. And like, that's something that I always look at with art, and how I always felt playing music too. Like, it's such a good feeling, and Nishi does such a good job putting that to paper and drawing that and getting those emotions out. Like, I wouldn't feel this way if it wasn't for all that. And there are multiple instances too that like took me back to my college years, took me back to those times of just like working on a project with some people, or just like hanging out with people, procrastinating, telling different stories of like our breaks and all that we had. Like, Iruma Kun really took me down a nostalgic pathway that I didn't think I'd go down in quite a while. There were multiple times, and I was like messaging a friend of mine too with this. There were multiple times where I'm just like, I haven't been in this kind of mind space in ages. Like, I don't remember the last time I've thought about music like this, or like just art like this in general. Like, Iruma really brought this out of me, and by God, it's some really good stuff. I could go on and on about each arc, how it made me feel, the things that were going through my mind during them. Maybe in the future, when I go back to this series and revisit some things, maybe for an arc review series, who knows? I did think about that, doing some content while I was going through it, but man, it was kind of an experience. I knew I wouldn't be caught up by now if I stopped to like make content for it during the time, but I might make retroactive content now out of it. I might look at the arcs again, and maybe we'll do some arc reviews with it. Who knows? I don't know. But man, it's one of my favorite series going right now. When I was reading through the Gosha arc, man, especially the post stuff with Amari and Iruma just wandering that extra world and all that, my God, that was some good stuff. And the stuff going on right now with Henry, like this backstory we're getting is crazy. There's some insane reveals that are going on, people that we've like gotten hinted at or anything like that. Like, they're showing up, and I do question like the timeline here, because I'm wondering why some people haven't been mentioned beforehand, but I'm not gonna think too deep with that. I'm just gonna maybe talk to a few people, kind of figure some of those things out. But I would love to hear from you guys. I would love to hear from the chat right now. Tell me if you've read Iruma Kun. You know, I know I was babbling a lot. Again, this was more of just like a spotty kind of video, but like, I wanted to get some thoughts out there about Iruma. This series really got me going with a lot of mindsets and all that, and just like thinking back to a lot of things that I hadn't really felt or thought about in such a long time, and Iruma really brought that out of me. So I'm really looking forward to season 4. Looking forward to seeing how they adapt the music festival arc. I'm going to be scrutinizing it. I'm going to be listening to that music right there. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. But I'm just going to leave it there. I don't want to babble on too long. So yeah, let me know down in the comments what you think of Iruma Kun. If you're new around these parts, like the video, subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get notified every time I upload a video or short or anything. So yeah, look forward to more Iruma content, and look forward to all the other stuff that I do just on the side with like the podcast and all that stuff. So yeah, as always, people, I've been your world champion, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.